Hello, my lovelies. This is Madam Crystal Butterfly. And it is almost August 15th, meaning it is almost time for the release of Wedded Bliss. To celebrate the release of my 5th book, I figured I'd read all of you a little snippet of the first chapter of this story. But the fun doesn't stop there. I will be releasing more small little snippets of my story up to the release date. So sit back, my lovelies, relax, and enjoy this little taste of Wedded Bliss. As she rushed through the glass doors of the office building where she worked, a young woman wearing a white dress shirt with a pencil black skirt and black heels cursed under her breath with each step that she took. Her curly brown hair was in disarray while her brown eyes looked bloodshot. She could not believe that old raggedy car of hers had yet again refused to start. She had taken at least half an hour fiddling with it before it finally cranked. The woman's brown skin was ashy and her lips desperately needed lip gloss. She kept running until she reached the end of the hallway. There, she entered an office that had the name Maxwell Swift written in gold letters on the door. Quickly, she entered the room where she saw a man and a woman laughing. The walls of the office were white, apart from the back wall, which was a window with a view of the city. There were 2 black bookshelves near the end of the right wall that were full of large blue binders. On the left side of the room, a small lemon tree sat on the floor between paintings of various breeds of large dogs hanging on the walls. In the center of the room was a large glass desk. The man whose name was on the door, Maxwell Swift, had rich chocolate brown skin, black hair styled in a sponge twist, and brown eyes. He sat at the desk wearing a 3-piece black suit with black leather shoes. Sitting on the desk was a woman wearing a frilly red shirt with a black and white pencil skirt. Her red high heels had decorative blue crystals at the tips. The woman's hair was long and curly, and her auburn eyes glittered in the light. Her lips and nails were a dark shade of red, and white pearls hung around her neck. Maxwell looked up at the young woman as she entered the room, saying, "Tula, I want you to make preparations for tomorrow's meeting with Stellar now." Tula groaned as she said, "Hello, Tula. How are you? How's your day going?" "Seriously, Maxwell, who are you marrying tomorrow? Me or the representative of Stellar now? Shouldn't you be worrying about how preparations for our wedding are going?" Maxwell replied, "Tula, don't be silly. The Stellar Now meeting won't start for a few hours after we get married at the courthouse. Aside from that, how much time and effort do you need to prep for a courthouse wedding?" The woman sitting on the desk stood up. She smiled at Maxwell as she inquired, "Your wedding is tomorrow? I thought you two were getting married next week. Why are you two even coming in tomorrow? That doesn't sound very romantic." She turned her attention to Tula and continued, "I know the man that I marry won't leave my bed for at least a month after we get married. What's the matter?" she continued, sarcasm dripping from her lips. "Tula, don't you know how to keep your man excited? I could offer a few lessons if you would like." Maxwell, trying to prevent a cat fight between the two women, interrupted and said, "Estella, you won the Model of the Year award last month. I must get a contract with Stellar Now signed while your victory is still hot gossip. I'm not thrilled about the meeting cutting into my wedding day, but it has to be done." Estella asked, "You two are getting married at the courthouse. Why not just move the date?" Maxwell said, "I'm not paying for a new appointment to get married." Tula folded her arms as she said, "Maxwell, it's just $120. If we reschedule, then we won't have to compromise our wedding day." Maxwell replied, "Tula, stop being wasteful with money. This marriage is already costing a fortune. Don't forget, we will be paying movers to bring your things from your apartment, not to mention paying your school fees." Tula said, "We don't have any guests coming to the wedding. It's not like changing the wedding date will affect them. Besides, I feel it
will give me time to move my things into your place and settle in before our wedding day.
Maxwell said, "Well, Tula, that's your fault. You were the one who wanted our wedding day to be on November 5th. Tula replied,
That's only because you kept avoiding picking a date. I selected November 5th originally because it was the only day on your calendar that you had free at the time.
Estella giggled as she said,
My, the happy couple bickering already? Maybe you two shouldn't get married, especially with the bride looking like a disheveled troll. Yes, kitty. But in all seriousness, Maxwell, you can't actually expect Tula to go to her own rehearsal dinner looking like that.
Tula thought,
That bitch jumps at every opportunity to insult me, but say anything to her and she can't handle it. And Maxwell can't do shit about it. Now that she won the title Model of the Year, if he says anything, she'll just cry and threaten to leave the company.
Estella continued,
Maxwell, you're the president of Fantasia Lux. $120 is pocket change.
Tula then said,
Maxwell, she has a point. I should be at the salon getting ready for the rehearsal dinner tonight. But as you stated, this meeting with Stellar now is vitally important to the company. I know you don't want to pay for another date for the wedding, but I think we have to.
Maxwell leaned back in the chair as he said, Tula, stop getting worked up. It's only 10 a.m. There is plenty of time for you to get ready. Estella added,
Maybe for a man, but not for a woman. Honestly, you won't move your wedding date. I know that Tula's signature look is hobo chick, but seriously, Maxwell, let her go to the salon so she can do her best to look halfway decent.
Tula thought,
Don't slap the bitch.
Maxwell replied, You do have a point. Tula, take the rest of the day to get ready for tonight. Tula forced herself to smile at the woman before saying,
Thank you, Estella.
Tula put the papers she was holding on the desk before walking out of the room. As she walked down the hall, she thought,
I just thanked and smiled at that bitch. Damn it. I'm tired of her. Worse, he was alone with her again. They're together practically every minute of the day.
She tried to block the thought, but it made its way into her mind anyway.
Are they having an affair? No, don't think that way. Maxwell would never betray me like that. We have been together for 5 years, and I have sacrificed a lot for this relationship. Maxwell would never throw me away.
That was a little snippet of chapter 1 of my story, Wedded Bliss. If you enjoyed it, then I suggest you get excited because there will be more snippets on the way. Also, don't forget, Wedded Bliss is available for pre-order now and it releases on Amazon Books August 15th. So if you love this story, you might want to pre-order the book today. With that, my lovelies, I hope you have a lovely day.